pop that back in that cover just to, sort that out. How you doing, folks? It's Sunday, and it's time for Way of the Exploding Show, and I can see already many of you legends are in chat. Great to see you. Absolutely awesome. Miss Dillo, how you doing? Hey, congratulations. I was watching your incredible victory on the gram. Love it. Stuart Hayes, another legend. Hey, team, we've got Olympians in the house. Big shout out to Michelle and Stuart, my lovely friends. Absolutely amazing. Welcome, everyone. We've got a great show for you this evening. We're going to be talking a little bit, not as much as we have done for the last month. You've been very patient as we've chatted every week about the movie, because as you know, we funded it. We blooming funded it. We only went and did it. Isn't that incredible? And so we're going to be able to talk about the movie now, which is happening. So Stuart, you might want to roll out your magic, because we're making a movie set in Skegness. Incredible stuff. Eds is in the house. Nice to see you. Danka TV 90, Ponder, Cuckoo Chatbot, Dev, DOS Gamer Man, lovely to see you. Middle-aged Gamer Guy UK. Oh, I love you guys. Somati K, I think that's your name. Sonic Jim, Wezza. So many of you in chat. How are we doing? We all right? Can you hear me okay? Psychic Janet. What, you missed last week? I can't believe it. Last week, that was the show. Oh my God, it was crazy. It was the final show. Let me just turn the music down a little bit. It was the final show before we went into the last few days, the last sort of 36 hours of funding Control AI Delete, which, as you know, we successfully funded, ladies and gentlemen. And I needed a little bit of a week to get my energy back. It was crazy. That was a crazy few weeks, wasn't it? Anyway, marvellous stuff. I hope that Instagram are able to view the show tonight, because I know that it can be a little bit tricky on the old gram, the live streaming. If it does get juddery or buffery or whatever, you can always pop over to YouTube. It's really good to watch it on. Or X. X is a really good platform for live streaming now. Evening, says Top Cat. Can I have a shout out for a dear friend? He's in a dark place. Give Mike. You almost got me there, bro. Dude, that was so close. I was teetering on the edge. Yeah, man. Top Cat. You see, what you did wrong there was your name is in caps, first of all, right? And most people's names aren't in caps. So I was instantly thinking, oh, this is a bit different. And then the dark place thing, yeah, you tugged on the old heartstrings. But I don't know, maybe it's because I've been at the centre myself of several effective practical jokes that I just pulled myself back from the edge there. Big Jess, you're making a movie. That's all new information. Big Jess, I can tell you, for chat's sake, hello John UK Japan, it's not big news, honestly. I've talked about nothing else for months, honestly, for months, in a way that you wouldn't believe. But if you want to look at it, then you're welcome to. Go and have a look. There you are. There's the URL, controlaidelete.net. It's incredible. And I'm talking about like we've achieved, what we've done is we've achieved this incredible start to the project, which is absolutely amazing. But now that we've reached our funding goal, I've got to make the bloody thing. So I was actually talking to the director today, Elizabeth, in LA. We were talking about locations, and we were talking about our filming date, which is going to be in April of 2025. So far, so good, folks. We're on schedule. So far, so good. I've got some cacao nibs to munch on. Right, Prof Giles, how you doing? Many congratulations on the Kickstarter success. So exciting for everyone. The hard work starts now. It does, doesn't it? Absolutely. I was chatting to another member of chat, actually, a guy called James, who sometimes pops in, and he's a CGI guy. He's really good with effects and things like that, so that's going to be cool. Loads of cool stuff. Right, okay, so got some interesting stories for you. Let's bring the music down. Actually, I've been working on a track, working on a remix. I'll play that for you in a minute, actually, see what you think. It's only about, it's only 15% done, but I'll see what you think to it. Anyway, wanted you to see this. Really interesting. Found this on X earlier today. It's a new game that's coming out for a really cool... it's a it's a gaming console. It's called the Playdate. Do you know it? Let me know in chat if you know the Playdate. And this is called office chair curling. Yeah. You even mop with a broom like that to get the friction down. And you're curling like they do at the Olympics, but with office chairs. And it makes use. You know the Playdate? It's that really cool. I think I've got a picture of it somewhere. I'm sure I have. Let me see if I can bring a picture up of it. The Playdate is a really cool little console, which has a kind of... It's a brand new console, but it's in a retro style, as you can see from the graphics. But it's got a winder on it, and I think there is a winding action in this game. Let me just see if I can just grab this. Hang on. I'm not sure if I downloaded the picture of it. Just give me a sec. Yeah, I did. Here we go. I did. No? Alright, it's not working. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't matter. I tell you what, let me just try it. Really quickly, because I want you to see this console. It's dead cool. There we go. What's it called? It's called the Playdate. The console's called the Playdate. Let me know in chat if you know it. There it is. Is that a picture of it? See if that works. Is that what type of picture? That's a JPEG. We'll call that a JPEG. See if that works. Hang on. Just bring in an image from Tinternet. See if it works. No, it doesn't seem to be working. Weird that, isn't it? When I try and do it live, it doesn't work. What a shame. Nah. Anyway, it's a cool little console, like a Game Boy, but smaller, with a winder and other buttons. And there's a combination of buttons and winders, and you play curling. It's called Office Chair Curling. I thought it was bloody hilarious. It's just become available. Let me read in chat. Office Chair Curling. Yep, done that myself. As well as Ruler, Sellotape, Hoopla, and Hoopla, of course. Marvellous stuff. Yes, the Playdate is superb, says Middle-Aged Gamer Guy UK. It has the little wind-up crank thingy. Epic. The console, according to Philip Hoy, is by a company called Panic. Marvellous stuff. Good stuff. There you go. Playdate and the new game. Office Chair Curling. Awesome, epic, and marvellous. All right, so I've been working on a new tune, and I wanted to play you some of the opening... I can't use my other sound effects when I do this and stuff like that. See if you recognise the tune that I'm remixing. So it's not one of mine, this. It's actually a remix of someone else's tune. Very famous tune, one of my favourite tunes. And it really is in the very, very early stages, so it's not going to sound particularly good. Let me see if I can just... I'll try and remix it a little bit live to see if I can just get a bit of the flavour. God, it's not loading for some reason. What's going on there, then? Have I knackered it? Ooh. That's not right. Oh, did you hear that? That, my friends, is what you call a system crash. That's interesting. That could have knackered our ability to have music for the rest of the evening. Let me see if that's a thing. Don't worry. Everything's under control. Nobody panic. I'll play music in this interval, but the music machine's broken, so I can't. 2 seconds. Right, we're just going to try and... It's not responding. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. Here we go. Right, okay, so we're going to try one more time to see if we can open... my little remix, which I was using earlier. I was using while I was setting the show up, so it should load. Damn. Oh no, here we go. Right. Okay, right. All right, I'll just go straight into it, and then we can play with it. That's a weird sound there. What do we think, folks? Yeah, Man and Machine in perfect harmony, says Kooky Chatbot Dev. Egg fried cheese, my man! How you doing? We did it! We did it, brother! We funded the movie. Right, let me just try and see if I can get some soundage going on. Right, start again. Hang on, brother. It's got a groove, hasn't it? Don't you think? There's something there. So, Addicted to Retro said, I'd rather Jack to that than Fleetwood Mac. I'll take that. That's quite nice. I'd like to play you more, but the truth is that that's all I've done. Oh, there we go. Yeah. That's nice, isn't it? We like that. Yeah. You know what I need? I like that sound. That was really good. Where's that gone, that sound? I can't find that vocal. Anyway, there we go. New little remix on the way. Little remix coming your way. At this point, I would ordinarily trigger a round of applause, but I can't because I'm in the wrong sound file. So instead, I will just say thank you very much. Marvellous stuff. We're just going to save that, move back to our regular setup of tunes, which you'll know come from Epidemic Sound, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever want to get any of the tunes that I play during the broadcast, you go along to Epidemic Sound. It's rather nice. Let me just go and check on my Insta gang. Hello, Insta gang. I can see you now. Robson Ben is there. Psychic Janet still. You're off to YouTube. Oh, don't worry, Psychic. Is it playing up again? Edwin Mayer, how you doing? Great to see you. And Stephen Ry Collins. And then I'll jump back to my aggregated feed, which is a collection of all the feeds, because of course this show, called Way of the Exploding Show, goes out simultaneously. It's simulcast on multiple platforms, including YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and X. And sometimes TikTok. We don't mind a bit of the old tick to the top once in a while. Hello, Janet. You're on YouTube, and yeah, it's You're the One for me, Janet. Why am I not surprised that you've got great taste? Epic stuff. Right. Interesting one for you. Are you aware, folks, that... I'm just going to turn the music down. Are you aware that a new version of... I'll start again. Are you aware that the 28 Days Later franchise is coming out with a brand new movie called 28 Years Later, which I'm really, really looking forward to? Let me know in chat if you've heard about this and you've seen some of the images, which actually, some of the shots from set have been very hard to come by because they're keeping it on serious lockdown. And I can see why, because there's an interesting fact that I found out. Have a look at this, right. So I've got one of the images that's got out onto the internet. I don't know if it's supposed to or not, but anyway. So you can see Jodie What's-Her-Face, right? I'll just make that a bit bigger. Look. Make it a bit bigger. That's Jodie What's-Her-Face, isn't it? You know, she was in Killing Eve, wasn't she? I like her. But what I want to focus your attention on is the camera. I'm aware you can't see me. Let's just make that a bit smaller. There we go. Right, okay. Bit of a weird shot, but anyway. So there's Jodie doing her thing, look, on a sort of, a post-apocalyptic wasteland. But look, there's the camera. Big lens. Follow it back, look. They're recording on an iPhone. Can you see that? It's an iPhone. They're shooting on iPhone 15s. They're shooting 28 years later on iPhones. Look, below the monitor at the back on the left-hand side, look below it. It's an iPhone, and then that's some form of bracket, and that's a cinema lens that they've whacked into it. So that's really interesting, isn't it? How do I know that? Because I heard a rumour that it's Matey Boy, innit? What's his name? God, I'm so thick sometimes. What's the director's name? Danny Boyle. It's Danny Boyle that's directing it. And I heard that Danny Boyle was shooting on an iPhone. And I tell you who else is involved in the franchise, because I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong, I think 3 movies are up and coming within the 28 Days Later franchise. And this is the first of 3. And it's Alex Garland. He's either writing or directing one of them. And interestingly, Alex Garland made Civil War, right? Which is a great film, by the way, if you want to watch it. It's a provocative film. It's no coincidence, let's put it this way, that it came out just before the Trump and Harris election, because it's very political. Anyway, that to one side. As a piece of art, it's a really interesting thing. It's about what would happen if someone was elected to the US presidency and decided not to leave. Okay, so that's fascinating. But why am I telling you this? Because a lot of it was shot on the camera I'm talking to you on, which is what we used for our promo for Control AI Delete, the Sony A7S III, or its cousin, the FX3, which is exactly the same camera. It's identical in every way. It's just got a different body. It's got a different body so that they can put it in the cinema lineup. And you can screw things into it, and it's got an XLR microphone input, which is a more professional sound format than, 3.5mm jack or whatever. Anyway, isn't that interesting? Both Alex Garland and now Danny Boyle shooting major budget, like 60 million quid, Hollywood movies on non-standard cinematic cameras. So not Arris or, whatever the other brands are that they use. Middle-aged Gamer Guy UK just said that I'm sure Steven Soderbergh did a whole film filmed on iPhones, but can't remember what the film was called. Interesting. If anyone can remember, do let us know. I'd be interested to hear that. I'd be really, really interesting. Silly question, sorry. Why would they choose to film it on an iPhone, says Prof. Giles? Well, you see, this is my question. If you're doing some kind of run and gun thing, like Civil War, right? Which is meant to be a bit like war photography, like war video. You're on the front line. There's dust and particles flying everywhere and gunshots, and you're running upstairs. If you shoot it on the an FX3, this thing here, you're more mobile than you are with a great big heavy camera. That's one reason to do that, right? It's why Steven Spielberg uses was the first to use DSLRs in that whatever movie it was he made with aircraft in it, like lots of pilots, because they could get the camera into the cockpit, right? So there's a practical reason for using something that's small, right? But when you see that setup, you think to yourself, well, you might as well just whack an Arri digital, back end on it, because it wouldn't be that much bigger, would it? I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with the weight of it, the flexibility of it. Maybe they don't always have that great big lens gubbins on the front of it. Maybe they just have a smaller rig, and maybe they can have 20 cameras and it's really inexpensive. I don't know. It's interesting. Might be that there is some form of aesthetic advantage. Maybe the log that Apple use, that what's it called, that log res that they use, that's some form of compression, is really, really good, and they're using it effectively just as a sensor and recording device. I don't know. It's interesting. Let's find out. Let's come back to this. I just thought that was fascinating, and I was doing a little bit of detective work, and it's rather cool. Okay, marvelous, marvelous, marvelous. Next, they'll be using your tutorial to make a DIY Steadicam. That's funny. Do you remember that? Hey, do you remember that, Duncan? Duncan's referring to an item I did on the Gadget Show and made my own Steadicam. I was walking around Lincoln with what would it have been then, dude? It would have been like a Handycam, wouldn't it? Like a camcorder or something. Okay, marvellous stuff. Right, and so there we are. Those are the two news stories 28 years later, coming to a cinema near you. I don't know too soon, but 2025 I'm guessing. And office chair curling, absolutely marvellous stuff. So how is everyone? Gareth Ross UK. I know some films have been have done sort of hybrid shooting, but in this case, it is an Apple-funded film. Yeah, it could be it, yeah, but I'm not a fan of Apple's lack of Blu-ray releases. An interesting idea. I never thought that. I mean, do any of these streaming platforms release on physical media? Like, does Netflix release on Blu-ray? I mean, put it this way. If you're going to shoot a low-budget horror film, yeah, that would make sense, would it not? That would make absolute sense if you're going to use some form of, smartphone. Because, you save money and weight and practicality, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, interesting. You raised a good point there, Prof. Giles. Okay, marvellous stuff. So where are we? The movie, I'll just tell you a little bit about where we are. I'll just spend just 1 minute on it, and then we'll probably get on with the quiz, actually, tonight. The movie is doing really well. We are now in... I can't get this to work. We're now in pre-production. So we are... Having nailed the date, we're now looking to firm up our cast and start reaching out to crew. so that we've got the key members of the whole production in place. And then we're going to be putting dates in diaries within a matter of days to try and bring everyone together, some of the cast members, for read-throughs. Now that's interesting because at some point we'll get to that point with the read-through of the movie where I might release it as a little video. I'm not going to betray anyone's trust. I'll make sure that the cast members are happy for me to do that. But it might be quite nice, mightn't it, to hear some of the lines of the movie that you have all funded, said by the people that are going to play the characters. I thought that'd be quite nice. Will Riot Stars be included or not? No, egg fried cheese. You're right. Okay, stand down. You will not be needed until our April shoot, my friend. So do not worry. Absolutely marvellous. Boo. Excellent, marvellous stuff. No, it's all good. All right, so I reckon we should get the quiz on, don't you? Let's get the quiz on because I'm really good at being late with everything, but I'm not so good at being on time. And I reckon this week we can actually be on time, which is rather cool. All right, got a great little quiz for you this week, and I should explain how the quiz works. So Way of the Exploding Quiz is a retro quiz where we ask questions about anything that we consider retro, which I think most of us in chat, hi Tiny Devil Games, we're going to talk this week, aren't we? You'll know is anything sort of south of the year 2000, okay? Sometimes we'll have new retro stuff, a bit like our news story today about the office chair curling game, but generally it's retro, older than the year 2000, normally of the 80s and the 90s decades in origin. Please release a quick cut of the road through, though not to, of the read through, not to spoil any events. A quick slice is all we need, says Gareth. Yes, will do. So first read through is going to be very nerve-wracking for people because no one's going to know anyone, okay? And I definitely won't release footage of that because it just wouldn't be fair on people. But when I've got to a point where people are confident and they are familiar with their lines and they're saying things, I will give you a slice. I think that's a great idea. Jam Cooper just joined. Good to see you, Jam. Late to the party. Congrats on hitting your goal, brother. Let's go. Thank you for being one of our supporters, mate. Really appreciate it. Absolutely awesome. All right, so let's go with the first question tonight. So the way that the questions work, I ask you the question, and you then write in chat in plain English, which of the answers you think it's likely to be. What I mean by that is you don't write 1, 2, 3, or 4, or A, B, C, or D. You just write what you think the answer is, and don't embellish it, because sometimes it might be obvious to you, but other people want to play, and they might not know the answer. So here we go. Question number 1 in tonight's Way of the Exploding Quiz. Which light gun was compatible with the ZX Spectrum and known for its unique design? So some of you paying attention last week will be familiar with the answer to this. Was it the Zapper, the Super Scope, the Magnum Light Phaser, or the Light Phaser? Okay, so which of those do you think is the correct name for the light gun associated with the ZX Spectrum? Hi, Donald. No TikTok tonight. So last week's show was a special for obvious reasons because it was the last sort of 48 hours, less than that actually, last 36 hours of the Kickstarter campaign. So I decided to do a 2-hour stream with absolutely everyone, as many people as I could muster. And we actually raised £300, which is huge, isn't it? It's great in those final moments. So that was what it was about, trying to get, awareness and have a bit of a party to celebrate while we still had an opportunity to get new backers. Whereas we are now back to the normal Way of the Exploding show, but it's going to be something of a production diary for Control AI Delete as we move forward. So that's how that works. Question number 1, well done. Absolutely marvellous. Everyone's answered. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Moving over to question number 2. What brand and model, we're just going to go with which brand, actually, of VHS camcorder did Marty McFly use in Back to the Future? What brand of camcorder did Marty McFly use in Back to the Future? Good to see you, Brooks. Rob H as well. Hi, Martin. So I'm getting a sense there's a little bit of a delay with YouTube, which is fine. We don't mind that. But just to be aware. Popping over to Instagram. Nice few people having a go at the quiz on Insta, which is always good. Hello, Armeek. Stephen Rye Collins. Good to see you, my friend. Eds is in there. Oh, James Cooper's also on Insta. That's interesting. Did you pop over from Instagram? I'm interested to see that. It's a funny one, Instagram. I'm interested in what the quality of the live streams are on Instagram. Because people on the Instagram feed don't chat quite as much. I'm interested to know. Let me know, Eds. You're one of our most faithful Instagrammers. Psychic Janet also, although she often jumps over to YouTube. Looks all right, does it, Eds? All right, cool. Okay, question number 2 is over. Question number 3 in tonight's Way of the Exploding Quiz. If you've just arrived, welcome. You can just dive in and get the last 8 questions in if you want. Film starring Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey. That's not Dirty Dancing. You starring in the widest sense of the phrase. The Breakfast Club, St Elmo's Fire, Red Dawn, or Dead Zone. Right, James Cooper, so you prefer the Twitch UI. Okay, that's interesting. Some interesting answers coming in. Okay, that's question number 3. And then I'm going to pop up a picture here of a game that I know that you'll all be very familiar with. I'm going to follow up with a question around that pick. From what system is this Paperboy screenshot taken? This is tough. Hard. So, Paperboy. Is it on the Atari Lynx in that shot? Game Boy Color, ZX Spectrum, or Commodore 64? Okay, well done, team. I think you've had enough time to answer. We're going to move over to question number 5. Okay, you might not be able to read this if you're watching on Instagram. So, in the Punch-Out NES game, who replaced Mike Tyson when the license to use his likeness ran out? Because what they did was they bought his likeness for 3 years. And then he became like world champion and really famous, and they couldn't afford to renew the license. They paid $50,000 for it. Isn't that an interesting factoid? Did they replace him with a character called Mr. Dream, or Muhammad Ali, perhaps, or a character called Paulie Punch-Out, or Sylvester Stallone? Okay, middle question. Finito. Question number 6 in tonight's Way of the Exploding Quiz. Here's a lyric. I got it bad. You don't know how bad I got it. Is that a lyric from Nick Kershaw's Wouldn't It Be Good? Kajagoogoo's Too Shy? Madonna's Borderline? Or Olivia Newton-John's Physical? Hello, Neil Saves the World. How you doing? It's funny watching your answers. Okay. Question number 6. I'm moving on to question numero 7. So, one of the all-time classic tracks of one of 2 decades. I can't tell you which one. In what year did Prince release 1999? Was it 1989? 1982, 1999, or 1990? That's tricky, isn't it? You're all doing so well, weren't you? You know when it's a tricky one because the old cat gets among the pigeons and all these different answers coming at me. That's really funny. Just doing a little bit of research. I'll explain in a second. Oh yeah. So 28 years later, the film that was in the news section earlier on in the show is due for release in the UK on the 20th of June 2025. And Cillian Murphy will be reprising his role, which is great. Alongside Aaron Taylor-Johnson, that's interesting, isn't it? Ralph Fiennes, Jack O'Connell, and Jodie Comer. Yeah, it's going to be really good. I'm really looking forward to that. It's a really interesting sort of universe, isn't it? That post-apocalyptic London landscape. Assuming they're in London. Maybe they're not. I don't know. All right, question number 7. Well done. Question number 8. If you're new, by the way, welcome. You are watching Way of the Exploding Show. We go out every Sunday at 9 p.m. And we simulcast to a range of platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and Twitch. And once in a while, TikTok as well. We talk about all kinds of cool stuff, but generally within the kind of retro genre, all right? New retro, as I call it. All right, so gaming and movies, and music, and tech, and gadgets, and all that sort of stuff. I've got quite a lot of tech actually in the room. I've been using this thing, which I bought recently. If you recall, last week we talked about that amazing computer that Battle Rigs, one of our regulars here, built for me. The R2600, he calls it, and it's that state-of-the-art AAA title capable gaming rig, but with a retro look. And I bought this because it had a similar color to the main case, and I did flash it at you last week, but it's the 8-bit do. I'll just get it in front of me so it gets in focus. Look, it's the 8-bit do arcade stick, which is really cool. It's got all kinds of cool modes and that up here, different settings, which you can see. Maybe I'll bring it in so Instagram can see it as well. Different settings and speeds and things, and turbo buttons and all that sort of stuff. And what's cool is when you flick these modes, the configuration of the keys actually changes, and the LED indicator, which you can't see because it's not plugged in, I might say A or X or Y or something, they change depending on your configuration, which is rather snazzy. And I don't know if they're Sanwa or whatever these controls are, but they're really good. Really rate it. Been playing with it. And you get this ability to connect it via USB-C there, or it comes with a dongle, 2.4 gigahertz dongle, so it's really good. And something else that I've got down here, oh yeah, and I got this to go with it, which I've had for a while. I've had this for several years. This is actually a birthday present that I got from my mate Battle Rigs several years ago when I was still living in Lincoln. Isn't that great? Kind of NES inspired mouse. I bet you like that, don't you, chat? W in chat for the mouse, rather. Not the mouth, the mouse, if you like it. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Really, really good. Functional as well as aesthetic. And I was recording the latest episode of the Gadget Show podcast, which is rather marvellous. If you're not familiar with that, then you should definitely check that out. The Gadget Show podcast with me and Susie, made by the old Gadget Show production team, which is so good. I'm so pleased to be doing it. I never thought I'd do anything again with the Gadget Show. And I'm really pleased to be doing it. It's so much fun. I actually sat here. In fact, I wore this red jacket, strangely enough. Sat here a few days ago. We now do half the 12-part series virtually. So Susie's wherever she is, which is normally somewhere like Malaysia, or this week she was in France, I think. I can't remember. And I'm sat here. And half in the studio. So I'm going to the studio next week, which is going to be great because it's just in Digbeth down the road from the old Gadget Show studio in Birmingham, and I love it. And so because of that, I've actually got a lot of tech in the room, including this, because I thought you might like this. This is my first gen Xbox Crystal. Look, isn't that beautiful? I love it. And the reason I've got this in the house is because we were talking about the rumoured. Well, I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but there was a headline, I think it was this week, and it said it was talking about the death of the Xbox. Who was it that said rumours of my death are grossly exaggerated or something like that? Was it an Oscar Wilde? Maybe it was. Anyway, we were discussing the future of consoles, in particular the Xbox. So there you go. It's Philip Hoy in chat. Oh yeah, you just give me a W for that controller. Philip Hoy, who runs a great podcast called In PS We Trust, which is all about PlayStation. He's also one of the backers on my movie. God bless you, sir. God bless you. I mean, 90% of you in chat are. God bless all of you. Yeah, I was going to ring you about that. I was going to ask you what your opinion was. Because obviously PS5 Pro is out, and there's a lot of talk about the PS6, isn't there? And that sort of cycle. Is the cycle going to be disrupted by Microsoft and Xbox? I'm just desperately trying to hold back what we're talking about in the Gadget Show podcast so that you go and watch it, and I'm sure they'll be dropping that pretty soon. This week, probably the latest episode. There are other episodes available. Maybe I'll give you a bit of a clue. Anyway, enough of that. Come on, team. Let's get back to the quiz. We've had a break. We've done question 7, haven't we? Yeah. Question number 8. The 8th question in tonight's Wave the Exploding quiz. If you just joined, welcome to the show. We're doing a quiz. We're in the quiz. We just paused to talk tech for a while. So this is a quote from a TV advert for a famous game. But what's the name of the game? The phrase from the advert went, "You'll flip over," whatever the name of the game is, from MB Games. As in, you'll flip over from MB Games. But what is the mystery game that they're referring to? Is it a game called Downfall? Whichever of these 4 it was, by the way, it was really popular in the 80s. Connect 4, Guess Who, or Mousetrap? Your PS5 Pro is sat in front of you, Philip Hoy. And did you go for the vanilla white, or did you go old school first gen PlayStation grey? I'm interested to know. I think I know what the answer is. I think you went for the former. Tiny Devil Games. Let's definitely do a Zoom later on. Tiny Devil Games is a games developer in their own right, which is cool. And they did an amazing rendition of what they feel the fictional arcade machine at the center of our movie, Control AI Delete, which is on my mug, might look like. And there you go. And I'm really excited to talk to you about the possibility of continuing that conversation. Okay, lots of you have had time to respond. Good to see you. Instagram, great to see you. Hi, Gal. How you doing? Galvin's in chat, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry I'm late. I love that. It ain't school, my friend. I'm not going to throw a rubber at you, all right? You're okay, brother. All right. Right. And I don't call the register, so, you know, everyone relax. Right, question number 9. Ah, yeah. Right, so we'll just bring this music down. Okay, so I'll also get some music on this. So you'll remember this from this week, okay? This was part of the relentless social media that I pushed out there and that you all so beautifully got behind about the movie. I can't say what it is. It's more than likely obvious to all of you because that's kind of part of the question, but that's why I'm using the clip. This GIF is based on a famous music video. In what room does the original video end? Does it end in space? Does it end in a toilet? Does it end on the dance floor? Or does it end in a car? So this is me kind of doing a, you know, I was going to say intentionally bad. No, I was actually trying my best, but a bad version of a music video which is pertinent to my movie, but I can't say, and don't say in chat because the point of the question is that you got to guess. Thanks, Andrew. Philip Hoy. So you went for the grey one, did you? Let's have a look. I'm just looking it up, making sure that I've got that. Nice. Nice. Really nice. Beautiful. So you went for the 30th anniversary one, is that right? It's just that you said grey edge. I'm confused what it, and forgive me if that's, you know, it's moniker or something that I'm not aware of. Oh yeah, Philip Hoy makes an interesting point. Xbox were cooked the moment they went multi-platform. So Philip, you and I agree on most things, but I don't agree with you on that one. I mean, who am I to say? But maybe they were cooked as a hardware manufacturer within the Xbox community, but their acquisition of Activision has apparently gone down really, really well, and they're making a ton of money. So I'm, you know, unless my sources, I'm getting my information from the wrong source. I know that they are facing somewhat of a crisis with regard to whether they move forward with hardware and in what way, but I don't know if they're cooked. I don't think that from a business case would hold water, but I might be wrong, my friend. I might be wrong. You couldn't get the grey PS5 Pro. Right, okay. Grey Edge OG PS5 Pro. Okay, cool. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Love it. Okay, okay, where are we? Question number... Right, I need to stop that first. Hang on. Okay, awesome stuff. Love it. Let's get back with the tunage. And that was question number 9, wasn't it? And question number 10, the final question in tonight's Wave the Exploding show. In what place and time does the original music video take place? So we're back to the music video, which we're going to show you another GIF of. There we go. That's another clip from the social media post I did this week. In what place and time does the original music video that this is a kind of... what would you call it? A kind of GIF of. Where does it take place? Cardiff 1989, London 2025, Skegness 1985, or Ibiza 1990? The Edge is the handset. Thank you. Thank you. Forgive me for not being up to speed with that. Well done, team. Great work, everybody. Great work, team. Did anyone see anything, by the way, relating to one of our news stories from a few weeks ago about the Tesla robots. Because, you know, it was interesting, wasn't it? Because that was the first conversation I'd had post that launch event where I got to talk honestly about something that wasn't quite right about that. Do you remember we analysed the way that they were talking? The way that the guy would say complicated things, and then when he was asked, well, I say the guy, see, the robot was asked about how many servos it had, and the answer it gave was that it looked down at its arms and said, I've got one in my elbow, one, 4. And it was like a kind of primary school answer. It was exactly the answer you'd give if you hadn't been briefed to give the correct answer, and you were in fact not an artificial intelligent robot, but a bloke connected to a microphone and a headset. Do you remember that? Did anyone see any of that? Did it come out on YouTube? Have any sort of YouTubers done a kind of reveal? I just thought it was bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Skewy Cat, sorry team, only just finished Family Games night. That's great. Have to play the quiz retrospectively. Yeah, Janet, you remember? I think the answer is no. I just don't... So weird that you could have a bunch of robots in a worldwide product launch with 2 other massively notable products that are hugely commercially important to your business, namely the robot taxi and the robot kind of people carrier, robot van or whatever it was, and then fake the robots, and I'm convinced they were fake. Yeah, Ponder, good point. Ponder said we're off to see the wizard. It was like the curtain being pulled back, wasn't it? And there was a slightly small version of Elon in there pulling ropes and stuff with a microphone. No, interesting. Okay, marvellous stuff. Let's have a look. Hi, Quail. Good to see you. Right, okay, so question number 1. We're spooling all the way back, ladies and gentlemen, to question number 1. Let's have a look what we've got. Right. First question was, which light gun was compatible with the ZX Spectrum and known for its unique design? Okay, if you said Magnum or you said Magnum Light Phaser, then you get a point. If you just said Phaser or Light Phaser, I can't give it to you. The correct answer is Magnum Light Phaser. So 1 out of 1 for Duncan and Egg Fried Cheese. 0 out of 1 for Middle Aged Gamer Guy UK. 1 out of 1 for Ponder and Tiny Devil Games. Well done. Duncan's talking about Xbox, saying that they feel they did a better job with online than PlayStation. Yeah, they've done a great job though with Game Pass and bringing it to multiple devices, although Phil feels that might be a weakness. It's very interesting, very, very interesting. It's hard to know, isn't it, truly, how successful or unsuccessful these experiments are. 1 out of 1 for Numpty. Janet, 0 out of 1. Rob, 1. 1 for Bruce. How you doing, Bruce? Danker, Prof, Philip, iQuail, Addicted to Retro, all 1 out of 1. Quick jump over to Insta. Oh, Ed, you didn't make it there, my friend. Hey, Matt Charman, how you doing, bro? Great to see you. We got to go for a coffee. Long overdue, buddy. Okay, question number 2. Here we go. Good luck. What brand of VHS camcorder did Marty McFly use in Back to the Future? Was it Sony, Panasonic, JVC or Philips? It was, of course, as many of you knew, because I was really impressed with your answers, JVC. Yo! DX5, how was your stream on Friday? I couldn't make it, but I did see that you were streaming live. I saw it on my phone, but I was out with the family. I didn't want to be rude to the fam, you know. Dropping in to say hello. Missed tonight's quiz. Ah, dude, no problem. Great to see you, though. Absolutely brilliant. I'll try and make your amazing stream where DX5 plays the songs we love from, epic groups like Depeche Mode and so on much of the original hardware from the 80s and 90s. Brilliant. Really good stream. every Friday. What time is it on? What time is it normally on? 9 o'clock, is it? 2 out of 2 for Danka TV. Martin, Alan, Bruce, Quail, Tiny Devil Games, Duncan, and Ponder and Egg Fried Cheese. Well done, team. Excellent result. Right, let's go for question number 3. Film starring Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey that's not Dirty Dancing. Isn't this a goodie? I mean, Patrick Swayze was definitely one of the stars. I'm not sure how big a role Jennifer Grey had in the film, but she had a role in the film, and I'm sure it's not coincidental. And it wasn't Breakfast Club, it wasn't St. Elmo's Fire, and it was not Dead Zone, it was Red Dawn, which is a movie about a Russian invasion of a kind of, country state in America, let's say kind of like North Carolina or somewhere, where all the locals fight back against them. It looks really cool. It's great. That's question number 3. Well done. We'll give you a miss for the shout outs because we'll do it for 4. Keep going. Keep telling me what you're getting out of a number. But in recent weeks, I've opted sometimes to jump a couple so that we can get on with the quiz and get finished by 10 o'clock. Okay, if you remember, that was the picture, and I asked you which of these platforms that's a still from. And a lot of you, let me just have a look, noticed that it said Atari on the right-hand side. It says Atari, and it's got the Atari logo on the right-hand side. Except, I was misleading you, folks. It's owned by Atari. It was licensed by Atari, but what you're looking at is the 8-color version on the ZX Spectrum. I thought Spectrum at first, then noticed the Atari logo. Sorry about that, Ponder. It's cheeky, innit? Really cheeky, mate. 4 out of 4 for Numpty. Danka, 4. Middle-aged Gamer Guy, 3 out of 4. Tiny Games, 3. Ponder, 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4 for Addicted to Retro. Egg Fried Cheese, 3 out of 4. I caught you out there, Ponder. Sorry, mate. No, says Philip Hoy. 4 out of 4 for Quail and Bruise. 3 out of 4 for Danka. 2 for Eds. Well done, dude. Epic. Thank you so much, trending username. I appreciate your shout out for the Kickstarter. Well, I thank you, all of you that got behind it. Don't worry, we'll be doing loads more. We'll be doing loads more on the movie in the coming weeks. But I thought you might appreciate a little bit of a break from it because you've been so loyal and you've let me talk about it so much. Thanks for noticing my glasses, Noel Davis. Yes, they are from Tom Davies. They are. Philip Hoy, 2 out of 4. Not bad, my friend. Not bad. Right, question number 5. Here we go. In the Punch-Out series of games, NES, the NES version, let's say, Mike Tyson's contract only lasted 3 years, and they replaced him with a different person after that point. Who was it? So on the NES and other platforms, as they moved and ported that really famous, popular game, was it Muhammad Ali? No. Paulie, Punch-Out, which one of you put in chat at least I saw? Or Sylvester Stallone? No. It was, of course, Mr. Dream. Interesting choice. I'd have preferred Paulie Punch-Out myself. VHS C, says Donald Atkins. I'm not quite sure why. Paperboy's my fave. I even played the tune riff on synths. Did you? Yeah, the tune is really good to Paperboy. You should do, actually, you might have done this, DX5. You should do an evening of famous video games tunes. That would be a really cool thing. And you could get some crunchy, crunchy 8-bit stuff. That'd be really nice. Philip Hoy, 3 out of 5. Psychic Janet, 2 out of 5. Well done, Janet. Rob, 1. Come on, Rob. I still believe in you. Mr. Dream, such a wild name. Yeah, it's not great, is it? 5 out of 5 for Numpty and Quail and Martin Allen. Well done. And Bruce. Yeah, surely Ali or Stallone would have cost a load more. Well, obviously, they weren't considered. I'm sure they were just my ways of trying to put you off. Right, question number 6. I got it bad. I don't know how bad I got it. Well, I mean, as soon as you started putting in the answers, I realised I should have made this harder. I should have made this harder because it's not too shy, as I know one of you put in chat at least. It's definitely not borderline or physical from Madonna and Olivia Newton-John. It is, of course, our very own Nick Kershaw. I listened to the tune. when I was preparing for tonight, because I was reminded to when I was just going through the questions. I thought, oh, I'll give that a play. It's so much better than I remember, you know? It's really good tune. Give it a listen. Give it a listen. Have you ever done any Howard Jones DX5? I'm a big Howard Jones fan. And some of his keyboard work was absolutely extraordinary. That'd be quite good. I know that him and Nick Kershaw are often seen live at the same events. They're buddies, I think. 6 out of 6 for Quail. Phillips got 3. 4 for Danker. 3 for Prof. 4 for Addicted to Retro. And 5 for the Tiny Devil Games. Middle-aged Gamer Guy hanging in there. Back now. Back on form. 5 out of 6. 6 for Duncan. Well done. 5 for Egg Fried Cheese. Well done, Egg Fried Cheese. Epic night for you tonight. 4 for Ponder. Close battle tonight, Prof, says Phil Hoy. You're right. Kajagoogoo's bassist is now performing with various prog rock acts such as Steve Hackett. Kajagoogoo's bassist is literally one of the best bassists that ever lived. He is a cosmically good bassist. Always was. It's just that we were so distracted by his and everyone else's hair in Kajagoogoo that we probably didn't realise. Incredible fretless bass. I mean, absolutely amazing. 4 out of 5 for Donald Atkins. And 3 out of 6, sorry, for Eds. 4 out of 5. Donald, is there a bit of a delay? Janet's got 3 out of 6, so there can't be a delay on YouTube. All right, let's go back to 7. In what year did Prince release 1999? The year was, of course, 1982. Wow. 82. That's early, isn't it? For such an amazing song. I remember playing 1999 by Prince when I was DJing at my friend Lucy's New Year's Eve party. It was in Lucy's house. It was a great party, and I was DJing right over the gap between 1999 and 2000. I played Prince, I mixed it up, but I actually went for an Armand Van Helden track, and I timed it beautifully. You know that what is my problem with man, you ask? What is man's problem with me? You know, Charlton Heston, Armand Van Helden. You don't even know me. You don't even know me. Yeah. Amazing. 1999. In 1982, who'd have thought that? Right, well done. I will move straight on and we'll look at your scores in a minute, but do put them in chat. Question number 8. You'll flip over which of these 4 games from MB Games? You'll flip over Guess Who? But of course, it's a play on words because you flip over the faces to find the identities, but they say it in a way that it might mean you'll flip over this game. So it could have been you'll flip because Mousetrap is crazy, or Downfall, or Connect 4 is amazing. But I know a lot of you got it right. Bruce certainly did, because they've got 8 out of 8. 8 out of 8 for Duncan and iQuail 2, as well as Numpty McNumpty Face. Philip, 4 out of 8. Prof, 3. Danker, 5. 5 for Psychic Janet. Well done, everyone. 5 for Addicted to Retro. 6 for Middle-Aged Gamer Guy UK. Martin Allen gets 8 out of 8 as well. Wow. So we're heading into the last few questions with several potential winners. We're going to get a tie at the top. I'm pretty sure about that. Well done. 6 out of 8 for Ponder. Question number 9. The GIF, which I'll quickly play, is from a video that I'm sure you'll recognize. It's me doing an impersonation of the dancer in the Utah Saints track Something Good -08. It's the 08 remix where the guy who is the subject of this question can be seen. And the video ends, of course, in a toilet. It ends in a toilet because the joke behind, the high concept behind the video is that a bloke in a Cardiff club on St. Patrick's Day. Oh, God, I'm so thick. St. David's Day. Forgive me if you're Welsh. I do apologise. Does the Running Man for the first time, and then MC Hammer's posse come in, his henchmen, slap him about in the toilet, and then MC Hammer comes up and makes him sign a contract giving him ownership of the Running Man. It's a really funny idea, but there you go. Anyway, I kind of massacred that, but you know what I mean. 6 out of 9 for Danker. 6 out of 7 for Donald Atkins. Pretty damn good. 6 out of 9 for Janet, and 7 out of 9 for Tiny Devil Games. 9 out of 9 for Duncan. Well done. I saw it Ponder on Discord. Thank you so much. Any other 9s out of 9s? Have we got any more 9 out of 9s? Let's have a look. I can't see them when I need them. We need these because we're going to... There we go. iQuail. Didn't they put the 08's remix on the new album? The re-release of the first album, didn't they? That's interesting. Numpty McNumpty, 9 out of 9. Well done. St. Patrick and Ireland, obviously. Yeah. What have we got then? How many 9ers have we got? I can't see. We've got Duncan. All I've got is Duncan and iQuail at the moment. Any other 9 out of 9s? Numpty. Duncan, iQuail and Numpty. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, we're going to go with that. That's where we are at the moment in question number 9. And finally, the last question, if I can just get rid of me doing the running man, is in what place and time does the original music video take place? Well, of course, I just gave you the answer to that. It, of course, takes place in 1989 in a club, well, a sort of town hall in Cardiff. So if you got that right, well done to you. So Egg Fried Cheese just misses a top score with 9 out of 10, but that's a very fine effort, my friend. 8 out of 10 for Tiny Devil Games, excellent. 8 for Middle-Aged Gamer Guy, 6 for Addicted to Retro, 10 out of 10 for Numpty McNumpty Face, brilliant. Bruce, Anna and Quail, and Duncan, oh my lord, they are our winners. 8 for Ponder, 5 for Philip Hoy, 7 for Danker. Well done. Yeah, you've got to watch that video, Bruce, it's so good. 9 for Martin Allen, excellent work. But at the top today, please give a huge extra round of applause for the very brilliant Bruce 93 and the epic Quail, Duncan, and Numpty McNumpty Face. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 10 out of 10ers, 100% from those people in tonight's quiz. Epic stuff. Well done. Well, it's been a lovely stream, ladies and gentlemen. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. I've had an absolutely lovely stream tonight, and I think we've... Oh, yes, I was going to say Addicted to Retro is congratulating the 10 out of 10ers. You're not one of that esteemed group, but you're congratulating them. Well done. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed this evening's quiz. And, yeah, let's see if we find out some of those questions. I'd be interested to know if we can work out why that iPhone was chosen for that forthcoming film 28 years later, which is coming out in June of next year in the UK, which is rather interesting. This debate about the future of the Xbox. It's going to be interesting, Philip. We can watch that as it moves forward. And if you do want to catch up on that debate, then do check out the latest episode, which I reckon will drop this week or next week, of the Gadget Show podcast. There's plenty of others dropping in between that, which you can find on YouTube and Spotify. And, of course, keep abreast of all the developments in the movie that all of you made possible, ControlAIDelete.net. If you're watching now, you're thinking, what's he going on about? Go along to ControlAIDelete.net. It'll still make sense if you click on some of the Kickstarter links. Go to the Kickstarter. I did update the Kickstarter. And I'll be updating that on the website this week also. So more news on that next week. DX5, see you, mate. See you, Rob. See you, Philip. See you, Middle-Aged Gamer Guy UK. Tiny Devil Games. Bruce 93. Janet. Rob H. Martin. It's too many of you. Quail. Duncan. Addicted. Egg Fried. Prof. Yay. Hannah Gower. Alston Villa. Eds, thanks Eds, well done. 5 out of 10, mate. I didn't forget you, my friend. Brett, the Baron of Broccoli. Galvin, if you're still there. Have a great week. I will see you for more Way of the Exploding Show. Same time, same place, next Sunday, 9 p.m.